Hey everyone, it's Kate Sargent here. I miss seeing my students so much and I miss being together at Covenant. But I have really been enjoying going out for walks and seeing some signs of spring around my home. And one of the signs of spring that I know is coming soon is butterflies. And I have a storybook here called Binkle's Time to Fly. And I wanted to read it to you today to get us all thinking about when we see the butterflies outside and thinking about springtime. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this illustration is. Binkle was waiting. First he was an egg, then he was a hungry caterpillar, and then he was in a cocoon. But what he really wanted to be was a butterfly with big, beautiful wings. At last the day came. The sun was shining, and its warmth gave Binkle strength. He pushed and cracked his cocoon, and out he came to say hello to the world. But when Binkle opened his wings, they didn't work. They were weak and pale, silvery, wispy, and unfinished. They had a wing shape and a wing frame, but only a few strands of wing and holes instead of color, and they would not and could not let him fly. Have you ever been really excited for something and then it's a little different than what you expected? That must be what Binkle is going through. Binkle's heart was full of sorrow and disappointed dreams. His fragile wings shimmered in the pale moonlight. What could he do? He slunk away and hid under a leaf, unhappy at being different. Two crows came along to see if Binkle was worth eating, but they stared and laughed at him instead. There isn't much to eat on him, they cawed, and they flew away. But then two butterflies, who had been caterpillars with Binkle, came to find him. "We will help you," they said. Binkle crept out from behind his leaf. How could they help? First, the butterflies found a friendly bird to carry Binkle to the zoo. There they found silkworms munching on mulberry leaves and spiders busily making their webs. "Please, will you help us?" the butterflies asked. "I wonder what that's about." This page is so pretty, I have to show you. Okay, now I'll read it. The silkworms and spiders were glad to help. The silkworms spun fine silver silk threads, and the spiders wove the threads into Binkle's wings to make them strong. Then they asked the bees to inject them with all the colors of the rainbow in wild and intricate patterns. Binkle stayed very still as the butterflies fluttered above. At last the work was finished, and the silkworms, spiders, and bees admired their handiwork. "It's amazing what we can do if we all work together," they said to one another. And that's what they made. So beautiful. But Binkle still had his eyes shut. He hadn't seen his wings. "Open your wings, Binkle," they called. Binkle took a deep breath. He very, very slowly opened his wings. His heart was full of hope and longing. His wings felt heavier and stronger, as if they might let him fly. Binkle opened his eyes. The wings were magnificent. They were strong. There were no holes, just woven silk threads with bold and beautiful colors. I'm different from the other butterflies, and I always will be, said Binkle, but I don't care. All I want to do is fly. He thanked his new friends, the butterflies, the bird, the silkworms, the spiders, and the bees. The butterflies rose into the air and fluttered above him. Come on, Binkle, they called. It's time to fly. Binkle tested his wings, opening and closing them carefully, once, twice, 3 times. Then, with the silver in his wings glinting in the sun, Binkle rose up into the air and flew to join his friends. The end. You know, we've been home for a really long time, and sometimes when I think about all of the hopes that I had for what my spring was going to be like, being together at church, getting to go to school and teach my students, getting to be with my family and go on vacations, sometimes I get a little sad that the way that I had planned for things to go is a little different than what's actually happening. But this book about Binkle reminded me just now that even if things don't always go the way that you had planned, something really beautiful and wonderful can happen, even if it's a little different than what you first expected. And I think they made a really good point in this story that when lots of people work together, that something really great can happen. So us staying home and being safe and healthy and being kind to our neighbors is our way of working together to make sure that something really special happens. So maybe you're feeling the same way that I felt, a little sad or surprised that things are different, but we can remember that sometimes when things don't go as planned, they can still be really good. So I hope you have a really good day full of new surprises, and I can't wait to read to you again soon. Bye!